This truck is all 100% handmade by me, by myself. It's all made of 20 gauge sheet metal. It took me around 4,000 hours to do it. So I've got a Ford 5.0 engine. It's an Australian engine out of an Australian Ford, so it's slightly different to the US ones. I've got a Ford transmission and a C4 Corvette rear end in it, so independent rear suspension as well. I was driving around looking at vehicles to find what sort of headlights I could use. So these are 2008 Mini Cooper, and I was driving around what sort of mirrors. So these are off a motorcycle. The tail lights are clearance lights off the roof of a truck, but they're just laid on their side, which gives them a complete different perspective when you look at them, you know. So the windscreen, we cut the center out of a windscreen for a Mazda. Got a Toyota steering column in it. I've got Mitsubishi brake cylinder and brake master cylinder and stuff. And I've got a radiator from a 57 Thunderbird and all sorts of different things that I've had to bring together.
It's a 69 Camaro, but almost nothing on it is 69 other than the sheet metal. So it's got a TCI front and rear subframe, torque arm rear end. It's actually an LQ4 engine block out of a truck that a company in Arkansas built a race engine out of it. So it's actually got a stroker kit. So it's stroked to 402 cubic inches. And then it has a ZL1 supercharger sitting on ported LS3 heads, and the supercharger's ported. But I wanted to stick with the ZL1 supercharger, which is from a Camaro, instead of going with an aftermarket supercharger. And it's 800 horsepower at the crank, 610 horsepower at the rear wheels. And that was with it tuned in Amarillo at 4,000 feet. So at sea level, they told me it'd be closer to 900 and 700. Aftermarket RSV wheels on it. It's got a built 4L80E transmission, Dakota digital gauges, paddle shifter, so you can put it in manual mode and do paddle shifters on the steering wheel or drive as an automatic.
The 1970 Dodge Charger, pretty much all original. It's a 440 big block, 727 transmission, 3 speeds. I'd love to have that 4-speed a little extra. So that's going to be, you know, in the plans for it in the future. I did a aluminum radiator, which has really changed the temperature of the car. So, you know, that's going to be an everlasting battle with a big block 440s. Vintage AC, blows really cold, got it from Summit. I went with the Dakota Digitals for accurate gauges, and they had a really good price. When you go to Summit, you know, they always have good specials and Summit bucks. If you were gonna pay X amount, they just bring the price down with the Summit bucks. The more you spend, the more you save. I have a lot of antique cars, but this is the first one that like people flock to. You know, they really wanna, you know, take pictures with it and spend time and ask a lot of questions about it.